statement when we were told that we were being moved from BBC One and the reason why. I remember saying to one of my detectives, who on earth is going to want to watch Crimewatch on the day war broke out in the Gulf?
Inspector Allen had come to Crimewatch as a last resort. His case was one of murder, the death of a retired headmaster in South London.
1 minute left on interview, Sue. Certain items were missing from the house.
The switch to BBC Two found a witness who might have missed the programme had it been on BBC One as normal. And when D.I. Allen mentioned a television set that had been stolen from the victim's home, she checked her new TV.
Just get up now and look on the back and see what the serial numbers are. And if they match these, please telephone us now. I can tell those people they will be granted immunity from any prosecution, provided they can help us. We were overjoyed. It transpired that she'd bought the television set a couple of weeks previously from a local lad. This fitted in with everything we had done so far and was the final piece of evidence we needed. And as a direct result, 2 men were arrested on the 30th of January 91 and later charged with the murder of Ronald Harrison.
Finally, our Aladdin's Cave, our treasure trove of property, which has been recovered by police and looking for its rightful owners.
Well, we start with a piece of pure Victorian nonsense.
Anyway, on to something a bit brighter.
All that glitters is not gold.
Most extraordinary of all, the golden disc. Well, Nigel Hayter Preston was not only watching, he rang the programme, got in his car, jumped in it, and he's just arrived in the studio. All right, Nigel, congratulations.
Whatever people say about Britain becoming a less caring society, our experience is different. Time and again, witnesses have been keen to help, often taking part in reconstructions. On one occasion, 15 showed how they'd helped to have a go. Workers managed to foil a robbery, then tried to stop the getaway. In the confusion, one of the robbers got left behind.
Our business is in replacing side windows of cars. And the police often come to us before and after a theft, and this one was sparking the grey cells, and we thought to ourselves, perhaps we changed this piece of glass. So we checked our records. We had changed a piece of glass similar to that at the time of the robbery, and so we rang the police.
The car was traced to a hire company, and the hirer traced to Ireland. 2 men were arrested. Sometimes, not only witnesses, but victims take part in the reconstructions, and when they do, they often have a lot of impact. For example, in March last year, we took up the case of an especially unpleasant indecent assault in Rochdale.
I wanted him to see that I'd survived, and I was willing to go onto the television to get him caught.
And this is the bike he left behind.
We showed the bike and a video fit of the attacker.
We were convinced the man would attack again, and we're in the process of working our way through the calls when 2 weeks after the programme there was a further attack. After that attack he went to his brother's address. His brother had recognised him from the Crimewatch programme and told him that unless he gave himself up he would contact the police. In the early hours of the 30th of March he went to Harper police station and gave himself up, saying that I'm the person responsible for the indecent assault that appeared on Crimewatch.
We'd just come back from America and some friends met us at the airport, and the first thing he said to me was, "Have you heard the news?" And we said, "No." And I said, "He's not been arrested, has he?" He said, "Yeah." And I just couldn't believe it. It was so quick from the programme. And I just felt like getting out of the car and jumping up and down in the air, waving my hands about. It was unbelievable. I was so thrilled.
Finding people when we have pictures of their faces is one thing, but of course having voices has proved equally effective. For example, Michael Sams was recognised when we showed an artist's impression and with it played a tape-recorded phone call. He was the man that murdered Julie Dart and kidnapped Stephanie Slater.
On the night of the Crimewatch programme, I was in a hotel in the Isle of Wight, and all afternoon I'd sort of been watching the clock. It'll be on in a few hours, and it was a great feeling of anticipation and how will it go, and will people ring in, will anybody recognise him?
In a few minutes you'll hear the voice of the man who kidnapped Stephanie Slater. It's the voice of someone who may well have been involved in other major crimes, of course, including murder. For the first time, you can now hear what he sounds like.
Then they played the recording of his voice. I think that was probably the worst moment, because hearing it again, his voice was all I ever knew, you see. I never saw him. I can remember thinking, come on, please, somebody know him. The feeling was not that of celebration, it was that of relief more than anything. And I sat there and I thought, well, do I want to scream and shout and be happy? Do I want to cry? Do I want to laugh? What? And nothing came. No emotion came. It was just a numb feeling. But beneath the numbness was the overwhelming feeling of relief.
In fact, in early days, we didn't do cases which were front-page news. We thought they had enough publicity already. But Stephanie's, and several other cases, including that of James Bulger, shows that Crimewatch reaches parts that other appeals somehow fail to reach. So do please try and help tonight.
And the number, once again, 0500 600 600 if you can help. We'll bring you a report on progress on Crimewatch Update, which is 10 minutes earlier than advertised, at 20 to midnight. If you can't stay up until then, do you remember this?
Last month, after 8 years, we dropped our farewell wishes, don't have nightmares, do sleep well. Frankly, I have to say, I thought the reassurance was wearing just a little bit thin. But I was plainly wrong. The result was a mailbag bulging with appeals to bring it back. There was a call to do the same, you may have seen it on Points of View. And as if that wasn't enough, with a perfectly straight face, a programme on ITV tried to swipe it as a catchphrase for themselves. Now that really would be something of a crime, so don't have nightmares. Please, as we said in our very first programme, do sleep well.
Good night.
Good night.